So, I just got off the phone with Silvio, a good buddy of mine I have the pleasure of working with on a project called Kill City Cup. He told me he's got a buddy that needs help filming and putting together a little project. I'm gonna go over there, get to know him a little bit, and he's also gonna show me basically what it's like to train as a wrestler, and I'll even get an in-depth look at a little bit of wrestling practice as well. So I'm off to bed so that way I could arrive bright and early to get the day started.
We're about to see. And I apologize as well, Blake. I'm not of this competitor. It is his debut. And he's got quite the look coming into the ring. He's certainly an intimidating figure. Coming out here in all black. Some black and white face paint. And he's stalking his way to the ring.
Foxy, what's going on, brother?
Yo.
Welcome to my house.
Thanks for having me. But just who is Mister Sinister? Outside of the shadows, he's known as Cary Parsons. He's a hard rock musician for the band Dark Remedy, a real estate mogul, and a professional wrestler. Let's get to know the many faces of Cary Parsons. Audio test. 1, 2. Hey, it's Kit Silver from Foxy Feats on the streets, here with...
Cary Parsons from Dark Remedy.
And we're gonna go ahead and get to know a little bit more about our dark individual here. So, who is Cary Parsons?
So, I'm a founding member of Dark Remedy. I'm a guitar player, backing vocalist, played in bands my whole life. I owned a real estate company. I own vacation rentals over by Disney. And I'm a pro wrestler.
Wow. So it sounds like you're a very multifaceted individual.
Yeah, you could say that. I like to diversify what I do, and that kind of all came about. I got sober from alcohol 10 years ago, and I realized that there was a lot in life that I wanted to do that I just didn't get to do because I spent my time boozing instead of being productive. So when I got sober, I told myself all those dreams I had that got left by the wayside, I'm gonna accomplish them now.
Right on. Well, congratulations on the sobriety.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's definitely not an easy journey.
No, it's sobriety is probably one of the most important aspects of my life. I don't talk about it enough, but it's always there. It's a daily thing, and it's a place in my life that I know I can never go back to. So I would say that's probably one of my most proud accomplishments is the sobriety.
So, with the multiple hats that you wear, what inspired your transition from, musician to real estate to wrestler?
So, it was actually kind of by accident how the wrestling came into the picture. The music industry has changed, and when Dark Remedy started taking off, you still got to do other things. I had a real estate company over in Orlando and a title company. I was just doing the thing that you're supposed to do, that your parents teach you when you're a kid, that, this is what you do to be successful. This is what everybody does.
Of course.
I kind of had an epiphany one day that this was not what I wanted my legacy to be. Who's gonna remember the real estate guy?
Mm-hmm.
Versus who's gonna remember, the musician who touched people's lives with music, or the pro wrestler who did all these awesome things that maybe inspired somebody else to want to do something that wasn't the norm, you know?
For sure.
I've been involved in pro wrestling for right at about 10 years. That's one of the first things I did when I got sober. I had a radio network at the time, and a promotion had approached me to do a little cross promoting. So they put me on the microphone, and I remember one day they were like, "Hey, do you want to stick around and do some training and, you know, just see what it's like to be in the ring?" And I've always been a diehard wrestling fan my whole life. So, of course, yes, I want to. And I fell in love with it immediately. So, you know, it's wrestling's always been a part of my life. And to get to do things within the wrestling world, it's a dream come true.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can only imagine, right? You know, many people definitely envision or dream of kind of stepping into the ring, even if just to play around. So to actually get to do it as a job, you know, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's the greatest thing in the world. You know, I'm a big believer that everything that I've gained along the way, all the experiences that I've had, those are learning lessons for somebody else. And whether it be through music or pro wrestling, I want my legacy, if nothing else, to be that there's a kid in the crowd who saw me doing my thing and it inspired him that he could also do that. And I mean, I am living proof that if I can do this stuff, anybody can.
Hell yeah, man. So, you did mention the music side of your life. How does being a musician and a wrestler go together, specifically for you?
Dude, it's one of those things that they really go hand in hand. I mean, rock and wrestling have kind of always been side by side. If you looked at the WrestleManias, they would always have the big rock band there. The wrestlers, their entrance music is rock music a lot of the time. Yeah. I mean, even if you just peel back the curtains of what the crowd sees, you know, behind the scenes, there's a lot of similarities. They go hand in hand in the sense that this is a business where everybody's out for themselves. Music, wrestling, and nobody's going to make it happen for you. You've got to do it yourself. And navigating that landscape is, I mean, there's a lot of similarities. And, you know, you've got guys like Chris Jericho and several others that do it as well too. And you know, the fan bases, that's the biggest thing for me, is the fan bases. When you take rock and wrestling, they're the most loyal fans you will ever see in any industry. They support everything you do if they're a fan of you. You know, I'm convinced we have the greatest fans in the world.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I mean, even during the pandemic, a huge support from the fans, showing up in as many ways as they can, virtual and whatnot, to support the franchise and the business. So it's definitely very inspiring.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, well, I mean, as you know, I've been wrestling off and on for 10 years. Yeah, I kind of felt like every time I was about to like break through a barrier, I got injured. And it's been very much off and on, not intentionally, but when I would get injured and I'd have to stay out of the gym and the ring, I can't sit still and just recover. So I would find some new endeavor to get into to occupy myself. Why? That's kind of how the real estate came into play. It's like, well, I can't wrestle right now, so what am I going to do?
Sure.
And then I would get wrapped up in that, and then it'd be a few years before I would come back. This time is totally different. I'm not getting any younger. I'm 38 now. I'm looking at it as I have got to do this now, and I've got to do this as best as I possibly can because I don't know if I'll have another chance to.
Right on. Yeah, you know, you get to a point where you got to make a decision. So it sounds like that's what you've done.
Yeah, this is it. We're going big, and we're not going home.
That's right. And then I guess going back to the wrestling, anything new or exciting coming out with that? You know, because after all, this being the redemption, so anything in the works that you could kind of give us some hints about?
Well, we're gonna check some of that out today.
Oh, okay, sounds good.
We're gonna head over to the Death Proof Dojo where I've been training, and we're gonna get to see what that's like. I've been hard at work in the gym, and you're gonna get to meet my trainer here. And yeah, there's stuff. There's stuff happening.
Sick. All right. Well, so that's going to be really cool, guys. We're going to get to check out what it's like to train as a wrestler and even check out a real wrestling ring and dojo. So stay tuned.
All right, dude. You ready to go see how a pro wrestler trains?
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Let's do this.
Hello, Cary Parsons.
Sweet ride.
Thank you. Thank you. This is my baby. So we're heading to Strive Athletic Club. That's where I've been training. We're going to meet with my personal trainer, Bernard Morning, with Morning Fitness. He has been an integral part of getting me back into shape. You know, I've never been like a just huge muscle guy like a lot of people think when they think pro wrestlers. I'm looking to change that. You know, I think people underestimate how much athleticism pro wrestling requires. So, you know, when in November was really when I started to make my comeback, and I'd let myself go and get out of shape, and you know, diet was a big part of that. Had to get my diet on point, so I eat super clean now. I've cut caffeine out of my diet. I pretty much just live on water now, and I'm real careful about the food that I put in my body. I was hoping to be a little physically further along than where I am now, but I don't think I realized like how out of shape I let myself get. So we've spent from November up until about a week ago, in April, cutting. So I'm just now starting the bulk, which you know, Bernard is a wizard with this stuff. So I have a lot of faith in him and you know, how things have gone. But you know, when we get there, he's gonna talk about a lot of that in my progress. But this is the drive that I do every day going to the gym. Let's do this.
Hey, athlete.
What's going on,
Good
brother?
to see you, bro. I got some good news for you.
Oh boy.
So, since you started, I gotta tell you, I know I've been on your ass a bit with how the training was gonna go and going through the process of the cut.
Mm-hmm.
But bro, you exceeded what I kind of even expected. I mean, let me put it in perspective. When we really started this back in November, I told you how this was going to go, and I gave you projections of each and every month.
Yeah.
And I don't think you really get the numbers here. So with the amount of body fat that you lost, I mean, with 68.5 pounds of body fat that you had started with, that's where you're at. And for a lot of people at their weight, it's not actually bad. But with the goal that you said you had, and I told you, let's go over my rules. Let me coach, you're the athlete, let me coach. Ask a lot of questions. Number 2, remember, I'm the coach, you're the athlete. So let's keep it in line with those rules, and you're gonna go far. But bro, you went from 68.5 to this scan that you just did, you're at 31.8. You've lost 36.5 pounds of fat, just the body fat from showing that shit on the scan. To put it in perspective, that's 6 of those. Those are 5 pounds of pop. So you've lost, I take that back, that's 7 of those that you've lost just since November. And during that process, I told you that you will, during your cut, you're gonna stay within 2 pounds of your muscle tissue from the scan. So when we look here, here's how you started, bro. You were at 68.5, you're at 31.8. You started with 80.5 pounds of fat. Your muscle tissue exceeded what I expected. I expected you to stay within about 2 pounds. Bro, you're at 91.9.
Wow.
You quadrupled what I could have expected during the cut. During a person's cut, the process is how to minimize muscle loss.
Yeah.
You're not making muscle tissue typically in that standard, but because you followed the diet the way I expected, you got the rest that I expected, and you did not kill yourself coming in here, you just followed the plan as I laid it out. If I didn't know any better, you are brand new. And what I mean, that's when people who make the most muscle tissue typically are people who are new to fitness.
Right. That's
when you make the most gains. You don't make muscle during the cut. You protect your muscle during the cut with the training and the diet.
Yeah.
You followed everything to plan. I couldn't have asked for anything more. And now that we're going through your reverse diet, where now the goal is, hey, let's put on some size. Even in this process, you still got leaner. This last scan, dude, you put on another pound of muscle and you dumped almost another pound of body fat. You're freaking killing it, Kat. Man, when I saw this scan that you just did, and I just added more calories and you got leaner,
Yeah.
that's what we're giving the calories a place to go. That's what's up. So now what I'm gonna put you through right now, a little bit different, another full body real quick, but bro, this is good stuff, bro.
You're the man.
Keep
Couldn't
doing what
do
you're
it
doing.
without
Hey,
you.
that's what we do. You ready to get to work?
Let's do it.
All right, let's get to work. All right, we're gonna get you warmed up on pec deck. So give me a good 10 to 15 reps. I like the fact that you're grabbing behind there. You get a much better grip than where the handles are, so we don't have to take the rods back so far. Keep the arms extended. Elbows up. Let's go that way. That's what I want to see. That's what's up. Good work. Proud of you, man. Proud of you.
All right, well, Bernard just kicked my tail, and we are gonna head to the Death Proof Dojo to meet up with Chris Silvio, Esquire of the NWA, and we're really gonna get my tail kicked now.
Okay, keep those hands up. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. One more. Put everything you got into these. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There it is. Whoa. I'm Coach Chris Silvio, and I am Carrie's pro wrestling coach. He's been doing a hell of a job since I got him here. I want to say it's been 4, going on 5 months. And what I appreciate about Carrie, you get a lot of people that walk into the gym that say they want to do whatever it takes. And I always joke around and say everybody says they'll do whatever it takes until it's actually time to do whatever it takes. And that's kind of what separates, the hard workers from everybody else. But he dedicated himself to coming here every week, multiple times a week. And he told me he really wants to give this run that he's having in pro wrestling everything he has. So I've been busting his ass here every week, not taking it easy on him at all. And we've got some work to do, but I'm pleased so far with his progression. We're getting closer and closer to match time. So there's last minute things we need to hammer out today and in the coming weeks. But today I'm really gonna test him. He doesn't know it yet, but we're actually gonna do a sparring session as well while he's here. So we're gonna see if everything I've taught you, you've retained. So today, well, time for test number 1. Is that thing on? It's kind of weird, man. Like, we're sitting here talking, trying to have wrestling class. There's a camera following us around. But how you feeling today?
Feeling good, man. I'm ready to do this. Appreciate the words you said. I mean, I have so much respect for this business that I don't want to go back out there and do anything subpar. I respect the hell out of this business. I want to go out there, give it my all, and really give something to people to remember.
You got to remember too, Carrie, like when you go out there, it's not your name, just your name on the line. I brought you in here, so you got death proof on your back. So if I'm giving you that endorsement, hell yeah, you got to be exceptional, and I know you will be. Today there's some things we got to work on, correct a few positioning things, keep working on that intensity. The clock's ticking to match time, so we have 0 time.
Nope. It's showtime.
All right. You didn't get to hear about it earlier, but we're going to spar today, my man. You got your wrestling shoes on? Let's do it. Keep those hands up. Watch the leg. Yeah. Good balance. Nice. On those feet. Yeah. There it is. Oh, ropes. Come on, man. Not always gonna have the ropes. All right, just double ready to see what you got. Not bad. Pretty good clamp. Just give me 1 second. Let's go, it's almost match time. Yeah. Come on, come on. All right, easy. Easy. You gotta keep those eyes open. Next time, let's go, Carrie. What do you got? Come on.
That's a wrap. I want to thank everybody that watched this. I hope, if nothing else, this inspires somebody to follow their dreams, because I'm following mine. Coach, what do you think? Am I ready?
I told you the first day you walked in as your coach that I would never lie to you. I'd never BS you. I'd give it to you straight. And I know you're hiding something from me. I see with that smile. I know what you're hiding. You got a return date set?
It's funny you say that. I do. And it's going to be